Oh, g'day again. Okay, well, I've managed to get the suspension back together, and yeah, it's if you haven't watched the other videos, I had, like, with the spring bar out, I had the CV axle joined in, and I lowered it, as lowered as it go, and then I raised it just a little, about half an inch, to where it could turn, the CVs could turn freely without binding, and so that determined how low I could go. And then I set up the rest, the spring plate rest, and then when I come to the other side, because it's got to be the same. I made that up so it sits on the spring plate rest, and then I was able to transfer that to the other side and get it the same height. So yeah, and sort of can't go any further now until payday. This is how it goes when you're on a pension. You got to wait for things all the time. But yeah, I've got to buy the drive shaft seals and the main shaft seal, and the rear main on the engine's leaking as well. So yeah, and some more gearbox oil, and I've also got to pull apart, clean and repack these CVs. So I'm going to need a fairly large tin of grease. And, yeah, I've got a pretty good height, I think. The tyres are sitting about 2 inches above this mount. So if you look at where the mount is on there, 2 inches above it is basically the top of that hole, that elongated hole. So I've got a good 4 inches easy, maybe more, in height. So yeah, I think that's work good. And of course it'll sag anyway. It will sag a bit once you get the engine in and the body on. Although I did stand on the gearbox earlier and jumped up and down and barely moved. So I may have put too much preload. I was aiming for 15, but I couldn't get 15. It's determined by your spline, where the spring plate sits on the spline. So I've got about 20 mil. So if that's too much, it was too hard, well then the next is only 5 mil. So that's one tooth up. If that's not enough, well then I might have to actually put another bit of plate on top of the rest and weld it on. So anyway, yeah, I'll fiddle around with all that once I get the body on, once I know where it's going to sit. Anyway, since I couldn't go any further, I thought this was the perfect time to put in separate handbrakes. And actually just got this plate. Yeah, if you ever been stuck in the car with a regular diff, you'll get one wheel will spin, one wheel will get in the mud and the spin and the car won't go. So what I've done here, because I'm not the first person to think of this idea, this gets used on other dirt vehicles. So, but I've got of course this, I'll probably shorten this a little bit. I'm going to have a bit of pipe, so it'll sit down beside the seat, on the other side and driver's side. And I can slip on either one side or the other, depending on what wheel's spinning. And then I can pull it up and lock the wheel that's spinning. So, and the handbrake works normal. Now what I had to do is this is a normal plate that just sits on there, rocks around. That's what your cables go through. And I couldn't use that because, see, when you pull it up, it pulls the cable backwards. It doesn't, you just can't use that. And not only that, as soon as you pull that up, the tension on the cable pulls it down and falls off anyway. So yeah, so I've had to make up a bit of plate. It's fairly thick. It's about 1/4 inch thick. And weld it on top. I'll grind that down, tidy it up a bit, and I'll weld it on the other side as well. Yeah. The disadvantage to this is that, see, this is designed to rock, so it keeps an even tension on both your cables. So by putting a solid plate, it's now become more difficult to adjust the handbrake. I'm going to have to jack both wheels up off the ground and adjust the cables until both wheels lock. Probably have it not actually locked, but adjust them up till they're both starting to lock. And so they're even. Excuse me. But yeah. So in doing that, there is a disadvantage, but that's the way it goes. And see, it still works as per normal, because that's got to be adjusted. You wouldn't have that much anyway. You're only supposed to have, what, 3-4 clicks. I got about 10 there. So yeah, I can go one or the other when I get the other one made up. Just gonna make a copy of that now, and the rest of it works as per normal. So when I made that, I didn't actually drill a hole in the plate. I found a washer that fitted on it, welded the washer on the end of it. Because the chances are I wouldn't have the right size drill, especially wouldn't have the size drill for the other side. The other side's bigger. So yeah, it's got a washer somewhere for that. Yeah, this one. That's a washer for the other side. It's considerably larger. So yeah, it's got a copy of that now. I will put another washer in that. That's flopping around a little bit too much. And there you go. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, and hit the like, guys. Okay, bye.